Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Happy Thursday. Usually I am not doing the videos on Thursday. I try to get everything in during the week because by the time Thursday is over and Friday rolls around, I am a vegetable. But considering I didn't do a video on Tuesday because my daughter had a game, I figure let me share some thoughts and we can, get everybody set up for tomorrow. Just a quick announcement. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Show the person in your life that you love, that you care about, or hell, that you could barely tell her, some love, some candy, some chocolates, and hopefully you guys are having your healthiest and happiest and best life of all. Again, if you are interested in pivots, guys, there's been a link below all week. It ends on Sunday, I believe, right? Ends on Sunday. If you've been following along and are considering pivots, folks, again, this is not an alert service. This is the PS60 theory, where stocks put in ranges, they trade off ranges, they confirm ranges, they lose ranges. We trade both sides of the market, and this is a very unique way to trade the market that is outside of the quote-unquote normal. So if you are interested, guys, click the link below. It's been a great response so far, and I look forward to seeing you. So let's talk about the tape. NASDAQ, Dow, big rally today, up 300 points. As you can see by the naked eye, the NASDAQ, it feels like it's taking out highs every single day, but NASDAQ is like, what, the Q's are 3 points away from taking out the December highs. Market's looking very strong, but here's the key, right? This is absolutely the key of why this market right now is stronger than normal. A couple of weeks ago, when they started talking about tariffs, the word tariff would get the market down 200-300 points. This was over and over again. And you can see slowly but surely, just like everything else in life, the market has built a tolerance, right? So if you guys remember, for all you guys who can remember, you go all the way back to 9/11. You said the word terrorism, the market goes down 1,000. You said the word terrorism again, the market went down 500. You said the word terrorism again, the market didn't react because we learned to live with it. And this is the same thing that is with kind of where we are right now. Tariffs was a scary thing 2 weeks ago. You had the NASDAQ go down and go down and go down. You had the Dow get destroyed. You had the spies control. And the next thing you know, you had more headlines that come on and say, well, wait a minute, maybe this is not as horrible as you think. And now you are getting at the point that Trump, I'm just too tired to go through everything. But if you go through all the headlines today, with Trump, with the tariffs, with the action, with the reaction, with the retaliation, with fresh terms, the market held very well, right? The initial move was, again, a knee-jerk reaction down, the NASDAQ absorbed it and went higher. This is very bullish. Again, the market is learning. It's learning to live with the tariff news. Eventually, these tariffs, like we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, are just diplomacy tools, right? They're diplomacy chips. Eventually, they will get resolved with Canada, with Mexico, hell, even China. Probably China a little bit later than the other two, but everything will work itself out. And now the market is just trading on its own merits, and that's a very important thing. If you look at a lot of names, yes, are a lot of names still not rallying as they should? Absolutely, but there's a lot of names that finally did wake up, right? And if you've been following the broadcasts for a long time, you'll know these names. We talk about these names constantly. We talk about the levels on these names constantly. After the close, you had Coinbase. Okay, Coinbase came out with earnings, very impressive earnings quarter. You had they beat on the top line, bottom line, and their total revenue was up 138% year over year. Stock in the regular session was up 23 points, and stock after the close looks like it's flat. Right? Looks like it's flat. But the point is, very good quarter. DraftKings, here's the other side of the equation. This is, again, why we talk about why we talk about, again, you could have the greatest information right in front of you and the stock is just not going to result. DraftKings missed their earnings, right? They missed their earnings with a net loss of, which is basically double with their operating loss and their estimates. Not really good. Pre-tax losses of 145 million, revenue falls short. It just looked like a disaster, right? Stock had a nice pop in the regular session, and guess what? Stock is up another 5%. So you're talking about a stock that missed their numbers, looks disastrous, looks horrible. It's up another 5%. Again, stop trying to convince the general public that you know what you're talking about on earnings. Earnings are a pure crapshoot. We talk about this in nausea over and over again. A stock could have great numbers, the stock tanks. The stock could have miserable numbers, the stock rallies. Look at, check in case in point, look at DraftKings. Who else reported today? AMAT, right? AMAT had a pretty solid quarter until they opened up their mouth, right? Until they opened up their mouth. They beat the top line, beat the bottom line, but unfortunately they guided lower. One of the bigger stories today of the day was ARM. Remember, ARM looked like it was about to fall off a cliff, and then next thing you know, you have this massive PR in the middle of the day. Gareth Squawk Box caught it. Congratulations. Some of you guys caught it for 7 to 10 points. Had this massive PR come out. They landed Meta of all people, right? Meta of all people as their first customer for their ambitious new AI chip project. And you can see here, look at this candle here. Absolutely magnificent. But the most important part is what we're starting to see the leaders. Remember, we talked about the leaders. They just wouldn't rally. They just couldn't rally. They were sitting below supply. Well, some of those leaders woke up. Let's talk about the pivots, right? Let's talk about the pivots today. I still love Avago. It hasn't confirmed. You guys remember NVIDIA, right? We talked about NVIDIA. 135 to the upside, 129 to the downside. Here is why, right? Here is why. NVIDIA needed to reclaim. Again, correct me if you heard this before. NVIDIA needs to reclaim back the 50-day moving average. It reclaimed back the 50-day moving average. Actually gave us a pretty good pop. The first pop was about $1.50 or so. Wasn't great, but it was holding up very, very well. And then the market got a little bit heavy with the tariff news. And I was like, you know what? Let me go home flat. Even though NVIDIA, this is the highest close in this whole formation, let me go home flat. I know AMAT was reporting. I really didn't like the fact throughout the day that it didn't price improve and took out the high of the day at some point. But I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt tomorrow. Okay, if again, who knows? Maybe they're just trying to clear out a seller today. But if I'm going to watch again NVIDIA tomorrow, if it can get back and reclaim today's channel, I think the stock could wake up. We want to see some 140s coming tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is obviously the end of the week, weekly expiration. I'd like to see some 140s to come in to really spark this thing in at the open. Snow. You guys remember talking about snow? We've been talking about snow nonstop. 191 needs to build again. It's a 5-star setup because it's a long distribution, right? So you have snow. Pretty much closed at the high of the day. Pan W came out with earnings. They weren't great earnings, right? At least last time I saw it. No, they weren't great earnings. But the good part about snow is actually holding up after hours, right? It's actually flat after hours. So that's a good thing. If snow starts price improving today's action, you could get another big move for tomorrow. So keep an eye on snow. Nice pop here towards the end of the day. Philip Morris did nothing. I scalped some Amazon into the 50-day moving average. It was good. It was just a scalp. I am going to, it's not there yet, but I'm going to be watching Amazon in the next couple of weeks if it can lose the 50, but right now it's not imminent. Remember we talked about UPST yesterday, right? Compared it to AFRM, compared it to PLTR, the same chart. Well, 83 dip we never got, but once it started building above 90.44, needs to confirm yesterday's highs. UPST went nuts, right? Went absolutely nuts. Here was UPST, again, had a big reversal towards the end of the day. But look at this move here, right? It took out 90.44 and went all the way up to almost 97. Really be a $7 candle at the open before it reversed. Apple went absolutely out of its mind. I forgot what the PR was. If you guys remember, we talked about Apple in last night's video. Apple 237 and the pre-market high of 237.41 needs to confirm. Apple went bananas, okay? Does that sound weird? Apple went bananas, right? But Apple did go bananas, right? Did go bananas. It reclaimed back the 50-day moving average. The only reason it stopped today, it stopped at the upper Bollinger Band, okay? It stopped at the Bollinger Band. If Apple could confirm today's prices tomorrow, this thing could really, really start opening up. So definitely keep an eye on that as well. The one pivot we did not have on the feed, the one pivot we did not have on the feed, I just didn't have time to ride it, was Tesla. Tesla, we talked about it yesterday. If it could get back above today's channel, well, that's exactly what it did. It got back above today's channel, reclaimed the 5-day moving average, okay, reclaimed back the 89 EMA. I know we don't talk about that a lot, but it really did. And now let's see if we get one more push tomorrow, right? Let's see if we can get one more push into the next level of 63, 65 tomorrow. We'll see. It'll be very curious to see, but a beautiful 2-day run on Tesla, and I believe that is it. Going into tomorrow, I really like a lot of names, right? I definitely like a lot of names. We talked about NVIDIA, if it could reclaim back today's channel and start going tomorrow. We talked about Snow. I like that as well. Guys, we got to watch Avago, okay? It feels like it's imminent. I hope it doesn't stay like this for the next X amount of time until it comes out earnings, but it feels like this thing just really, really wants to go, doesn't it? It just look how tight this flag is. This is a tight channel here. All it needs to do is just get back above this February flag, and this thing could really, really open up. I definitely want to keep an eye on that. AFRM has been a beautiful distribution here. Let's keep an eye if it could take out the earnings high tomorrow and start moving up as well. And ARM, let's watch ARM. Let's watch ARM just in case there's a second day, right? Just in case there's a second day tomorrow. If it can get back above today's channel, maybe ARM can wake up as well. So again, market is doing really, really well. Names are waking up all over the place. Obviously, again, guys, always remember, the market's never as good as you think. The market's never as bad as you think. Every single day is just as good as its starting pitcher. It's just taking kind of a borrowing phrase from the Major League Baseball world. So the question is tomorrow, do we close strong, right? Do we close strong? Do these names that we're watching, that we talked about, continue, reclaim today's channels, and make it another day? We shall see, said the blind man. We shall see. So if you are interested in pivots, guys, again, you only have a couple of days left to take advantage. The only thing, guys, you need to do is need to have an open mind. Nobody else on the planet trades the PS60 theory but us. And the question is it a right fit for you? I can't answer that question. All it takes is 30 days to find out. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great night. And with God's help, I'll see you on the field tomorrow. Take care.